Over the past 3 years, we have fought in the shadows against an adversary who hides in the open. Not having the network of extremist support as this opponent, we have been required to work for months in secret in order to bring single issues to the light. While this has produced great results, including policy and operational changes at Pinehaven, exposure within regional media, and a reduction in attendance and staff retention, it has been a failed strategy. The truth is, whether the Larsons know what we are doing to end their private regime of coercion, abuse, and neglect or not, we will not stop. We will not sit down. We will not shut up, and we will not lie. We will not keep everything inside. We will tell the truth without fear and without fault, and we will ask current staff members to do the same. We can only do so much from this side of the cattle guard. We can only protect children that are able to speak for themselves. We can only pass on the testimonies of alumni and former staff members. We can only put pain and suffering into words. We depend on current staff members at Pinehaven to have the courage that they have witnessed amongst the staff that have left over the past 2 years. Current staff, I know that you have fears. I know from conversations with some of you that you are afraid of who will get your kids if you leave or if you're fired for speaking the truth. I know that you are unsure of what life holds on the other side of the barbed wire. Nearly a dozen staff members over the past 2 years have had those common fears, but have demonstrated uncommon courage, and now are the primary catalyst for change. So how do you do this? Well, when Andy Larsson decides to stray outside of his marriage and orders you to lie to every parent of every child in your care, say no. When Maxine Kent tells you that you may not take a child to a doctor until they prove that they are not faking it, say no. When Ned Kent chokes and tortures the children placed in your care, don't just stand there, say no. When Bob Larsson tells you to not discipline the children placed in your care within eye or earshot of any guest or supporter, say no. When anybody tells you to hide the fact that one of your kids just tried to commit suicide, say no. When you are told to lock your children in their rooms at night with a pee bucket, say no. When a child in your care runs off into the Montana wilderness and you are told to keep it inside, say no and report that child missing. When you see a child disciplined to the point of exhaustion, injury, frostbite, or worse, and are told, we've been doing this for 35 years, say no. You have the power to stop the abuse you see. You have the power to truly help the kids in your care. If you, as your colleagues before you, need any help making this decision, please do not hesitate to contact me on your next day off. Purchase a prepaid cell phone and call 678-995-5455. The Larsons and Kents will not be able to track your call activity, and when you call, leave a message, and I will get back with you as soon as possible. I don't answer 406 numbers. I will put you in contact with former staff members who have already stood up for what's right. They will provide you with the greatest support you will need. You have the power to act. You have the power to protect and the power to defend, so that whether you have to answer to God or a judge, You will speak from a position of innocence and strength. I hope you make the right decision, and assure you again of my absolute resolve to protect every child at Pinehaven and every other faith-based institution in Montana.